Welcome to the new Wabu Order podcast, and I go by the name of Wabu right now. I got a special guest. Man, what can I say? He's a hometown hero, ex-MMA fighter, now a boxer. Go by the name of Brian Maxwell. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, man?
You know what I mean? I'm hearing you on all different kind of platforms globally, everywhere, but in the hometown. What's going on? Why is the local news in your hometown hating? And he's from Rocky Mount, Virginia. That's 20 minutes from the Star City.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, you know, I thank everybody that's been hitting me up and stuff. Like all the, local support, even with the local businesses and stuff like that from here in Roanoke and in Franklin County. Much love to them, man. I appreciate them. But, I told myself, when this fight was first coming out that, the news is going to be the first people that I hit up. And, with my active running manager, she's on the grind, trying to hit the local newspapers up, hit the Roanoke Times, all the newspapers and the news stations, and
they're gonna be late, but they gonna come to you once you win this fight. And by the way, he's gonna be fighting on a Mayweather undercard. That's on June 6th. He'll be fighting Chad Ochocinco Johnson. What you think about Chad, man?
Man, I love Chad to death. I'm a huge fanboy, and I followed his career since literally day one, and I literally followed every step, and it's exciting, and but right now my fanboy is out the window. Me and him have had several conversations, texting back and forth, and calling each other on the phone. And
hold on, how them texts going? Like he's saying, like, yo, I'm put hands on you.
No, it ain't been nothing crazy. It's been everything's been cordial so far, and the weekend before last, I got my welcome call from Floyd and him at the same time. He called us on a conference call.
Hold up. You ain't gonna just stun on us like that here. He try to just go by everything like that was nothing. So you got a call from Mayweather?
Yeah, it was him and Chad on a conference call. I didn't even know you could still do three-way calling on cell phones.
I ain't how you do that? What kind of sorcery is that? You do?
Like when it happened, I was like, the hell? Because I was driving when it was going on, and I'm like, let me answer this real quick, because I was wondering why Chad was calling, and when I answered, he was like, what's up? And then Floyd started talking. I was like, is that Floyd? And then he said, hey, Brian, this is Floyd, and welcome to the promotion, this, that, and the third. It was only like a 5-minute conversation, just welcoming me to the squad and shit like that. But it was awesome, because I finally got to talk to Floyd.
So he know who you are. So once this fight is over, you can go train in the Mayweather camp if you want to.
Yeah, like all the opportunities that have opened so far before this fight and the ones after this fight, man, it's a true blessing. Like, I'm happy. Like, it's different, and it comes out of time that when I needed some change and something bigger other than myself, it happened. You feel what I'm saying?
So what made you go from MMA fighting to boxing?
It sparked my interest because I'm a local MMA guy here, and everybody knows me from.
And you had the belt also.
Yeah, I finished my amateur career with 7 titles in 3 different weight classes, and my name rings bells here in Virginia. You feel what I'm saying? And when I tried to travel to other states to get fights, they would turn me down, or because in the MMA world, when promoters have certain champions, they try to protect them. You feel what I'm saying? And at that point in time, I was on a tear. I've won.
So they was ducking you.
Yes.
In the MMA.
Yes. Like I said, when I was on my amateur tear, I was one of the baddest guys here in the state of Virginia, and I've held almost every belt.
And that's a fact.
Almost
I know
every
that for
promotion
sure.
in the state of Virginia except for 2. And those 2 champions, I called both of them out. I ended up fighting one of them and finished him in 1 minute and 25 seconds in the first round. And, prior to that, he was fighting for Bellator. And, that really put my name out there when I got that win. And, my buddy Bruce Abramsky, he's had
Shout out to Bruce.
Yes, sir. And, he's been fighting bare knuckle. And, I cornered him, and, that sparked my interest. And, that I was on their radar. And then
on the bare knuckles platform radar?
Yeah, I was on their radar. But also with MMA, I was on, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, but Professional Fighters League. it's kind of like right under Bellator. They're all right there together. But
okay,
you know, they were recruiting me at the time too, and you know, I saw a better opportunity to start fighting bare knuckle and dabbling it more into boxing too. So
yeah,
you know, I've always been a multi-sport athlete, so I'm down to at least try something
So what
once.
sport you done in high school? You played in high school?
In high school, I played football, I wrestled, and I ran track religiously.
So you were an all-around athlete anyway. That's what I was thinking about, like with Chad. I'm thinking like he's an athlete, so you can't really take him too, like you have to take him serious.
Yes, sir. And seriousness has been my grind, has been my forte this whole fight camp. Like, this has been probably one of my best fight camps in a long time. I've been grinding. I literally been in the dungeon cooking. Like, you've
been fighting. Your fight camp is in Virginia.
Yes, and I've done some traveling. I've trained in Alabama a little bit while I was down there. You know, helping coach a fighter and stuff like that. And you know, I got some training done before I left down there. And you know, the boxing gym that I train at also is down like literally like an hour away in Gretna. Also, Powerhouse Boxing Gym. Shout out to those guys. And you know, I've been grinding. I've been traveling. I've been on the grind. Like, I literally been living in the gym after work and stuff. Like, I've been all my other extracurricular activities, you know, I've thrown them to the side and to concentrate on this fight because, you know, even though it's an exhibition fight and it doesn't count for anything, you know, I'm taking this as, you know, something super serious. It counts
for a lot for you, though.
Yes,
this is going to take your career to another level where you could get those big name fights. And like, say after this, would you go back to MMA or would you just keep it boxing?
I mean, after this, you know, I already got something planned, and you know, it's already been leaked today, and people have already been messaging me about this next fight already.
Can you say it here?
Yeah, I can say it here. You know, my next fight is a bare knuckle fight after this. Literally 20 days later, you know, God willing, I come out healthy and stuff like that. And you will. And you know, I'm going to be fighting bare knuckle back in the same place just about 20 days later, right there in Miami at the Hard Rock Casino. So, you know, we're grinding.
Who's the
the
recipient of this beat?
I can't tell the recipient yet, even though it's already leaked.
It's a big name.
I have to. Yeah, he's ranked. He's number 5 in the world. So most people, when they hear this, will know. But you know, I can't say it yet until my part of my contract is signed after this next fight. So you know,
I ain't gonna jam you up.
You good, but you know, we grinding. I told myself 2021 is my year, and so far everything's been great. I've received many blessings, and you know, I told him I'm coming back, and you know, it's my time.
Yeah, it's definitely your time. And so, how long you been fighting, like in all? Like, when did you start fighting? When did you say, "Mama, I want to be a fighter"?
Man, I never even told my mama I was going to be a fighter. like when I was in college to wrestle, and you know, I tried to play football also in college, and you know, they liked me, and you know, I got that message one day. I got that text message like, meet us in the office, and I'm like, oh man, what'd I do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you know, I'm in West Virginia. I'm by myself, and I don't know nobody.
College, you in college in West Virginia? Okay.
Yeah, and you know, when both coaches like basically text you and tell you
your football and wrestling coach.
Yeah, so when I got in the office, you know, we got to talking, and you know, you got to pick or choose, and you know,
I thought you was going to say you was selling weed on the campus or something.
No, none of that. But you know, they sat me down and told me I had to make a choice, and you know, of course, I was there on a full ride for wrestling, so I had to choose what I was there for. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, football, you know, I just threw that back to the side. But you know, I played a lot of pickup games with those guys and stuff, and you know, that was awesome. But you know, chilling with my wrestling teammates, got to watching, you know, UFC fights, and I didn't know nothing about the UFC prior to that in 2007, and you know, flipped the channel, you know, Anderson Silva was main event, and you know, I already had said, man, I like this dude, I like his style, I like his swagger, you know, I like the way he fight, and so that was my very first fighter that's in the UFC that I made my favorite fighter, and that sparked my interest. But also with bare knuckle too, you know, huge Kimbo Slice fan. Big Kimbo Slice.
Rest in peace, Kimbo Slice. I actually met him when he came to Roanoke. Yeah. This is probably months before he passed. They was having another event at the Civic Center. Yep. And I'm just walking all through the Civic Center, all in the backstage, and I just walk up on him. Yeah. And he's like, "What's up, big man?" Like, and he said it like aggressive. He was like, "Yo, what's up, big man?" I'm like, "Oh, Kimbo Slice, what's going on?" And then everybody else came up and started talking to him, but that was cool. Then he passed away a couple of months after that. I think this was like one of his last stops or something he came to, right?
Yeah, it was actually I actually fought that night. I won my 5th or 6th title that night, and me and him linked up and we kept in contact because meeting Kimbo, man, I'm a huge fanboy of Kimbo. Yeah. I actually friends with his son on Facebook and all social media, and we talk back and forth and stuff like that. And with Kimbo, man, with him giving me a blessing and telling me that,
and that's what he did too. Not to cut you off, he did the bare knuckle fighting also, right?
Yeah, but he did the backyard, backyard stuff, which was awesome in its time. Yeah. He really took off on YouTube. YouTube, I used to sit in class watching him and stuff. But, meeting him, that was an honor to me, and I wanted to be a big fanboy that day, but I was like, man, you can't be a fanboy or girl to superstars like this. You got to treat them like a normal person. Yeah. And, me and him got to talking, and we exchanged contact information, and we kept up with each other. And he told me, you got a special talent. Keep doing your thing, homie. You're gonna make it. You're gonna get a big chance one day. And I've lived by that every second since he told me that.
And you got this, and you got the big chance right now, coming June 6th, and that's why you have the you going by the quote, rivals turn idols turn rivals, right?
Hashtag idols become rivals.
Yes,
and that's what's going on right now. And like I said, I'm a huge fanboy of Chad, but after everything started coming together, 3 weeks ago, my fanboy is out the window. I'm in fight mode.
Yeah. I like Chad too, but right now it's F Chad. It's all about this win with Brian Maxwell, this beatdown Brian gonna put on him. I don't want Chad to come at me though now because I said that.
I mean, everybody's gonna be coming.
I hope he come at me because of that.
But it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited about it. Like I said, this has probably been one of my best fight camps so far. I'm already like 5 pounds away from my weight class, from the weight we got to be at. So with the week left, and I'm right where I need to be. How
much does he weigh?
I don't know how much he weighs.
He looks way bigger than you. From like TV, I have never seen him straight up. He looks way bigger than you.
They say I'm bigger than him, but I guess we'll see. But he's only an inch taller than me. Our reach is about the same. Yeah. And
TV makes you look bigger anyway.
Yeah, they say TV has 10 pounds, but hey.
Yeah, I could dig it.
But yeah, we're fighting at 185, and I kind of feel bad for him fighting at 185 because 185 is...
That's your walk-around weight?
No, I walk around at 220 pounds.
Okay.
And, 185 is where I've had my best fights. It's where I've been the most successful, and this will be my first time fighting at 185 in almost 2 years.
Oh, so welcome back. Yes, sir. welcome back.
Like I've been telling people, hashtag this is the reawakening of Brian Maxwell, because not only is this my first time fighting at 185 in 2 years, this is my 12th pro fight. And 12 is my lucky number. As you can see, it's right here on my arm. Oh, and
the fight is fixed.
This is very big for me, so I'm ready for it.
The fight is fixed, but I just wanted to know, how did it start? How did they pick you out of everybody else in the world to fight on a Mayweather undercard?
Man, I'm still baffled. I'm still lost on that one. But according to Chad, Mayweather and them and Jorge Masvidal mentioned my name. And,
shout out to Jorge.
And I'm like, what? How do they even know who I am? Like,
you never know who's watching you, bro.
You're right. You never know. You never know who's watching you, for real.
Because you've been putting in work, so it's expected people gonna see you. It's expected, like, people that's in the field. I know they just didn't say, oh, we're just gonna pick him. They had to watch you, like you said, but you're not knowing who's watching you. And it's crazy that Mayweather and Jorge and the rest of these guys are actually watching you.
Yeah, man.
So Jorge pulled the strings for you?
I guess, man, that's big facts. I'm still baffled by it. I still don't know who got me in there, but he
gonna be at the fight, Jorge?
I think so, but big shout out to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. You know, they're going to be with me at the fights, and you know, I'm representing the company that I'm signed with, and you know, like I said, I'm still baffled with it, and like you said, you never know who's watching because when I actually it started getting initiated, I was in Alabama at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 17, and you know, Chad had messaged me. I'm like, is this really Chad Johnson? So I was like, is this really Chad Johnson? I messaged him back.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, man, why would I play like that? And I was like, man, this is fake. This ain't Chad Johnson.
Yeah.
So I clicked on his profile. I mean, it's official profile. And
blue check?
And
you seen the blue check and all that? Yeah.
And, you know, on Instagram, you get people trying to sell you stuff or something.
Exactly.
And using fake pages and stuff. And I'm like, man, this
trying
ain't
to
Chad
sell you
Johnson.
Bitcoin and all type of crazy stuff.
Yeah. And, you know, he sent me a video. He was at his daughter's track meet. And I was like, oh, shit, this is really Chad Johnson.
Yeah, wow.
Because he was like, man, why would I play like that? This is really Ochocinco. What's good? And I was like, oh, shit. But, you know, I ain't think about it no more that night because, you know, I got busy with the fights and, you know, fans asking.
And who was you fighting that night?
I wasn't fighting.
You was just there
Yeah, I was just there to spectate. And, you know, I had one of my little homies from South Carolina fighting. Shout out to my boy Daniel Gary.
Yeah.
And, you know, after that, you know, I got busy with his fight and fans asking for autographs and taking pictures. Like that night, I felt like something was about to go down that night because, you know, I realized my star power with bare knuckle fans.
Yeah.
Because people are asking me when I'm fighting again and this, that, and the third, and asking for pictures. And the matchmaker, you know, kept talking to me, and you know the CEO, you know. He would always point at me and you know shake his finger like in a good way, and I'm like, man, they about to surprise me with something tonight or something.
Yeah.
And
so they was already like baking you a cake, if you get what I'm saying. They already probably had the business going back and forth. They just didn't tell you.
Yeah.
They was already hitting them. That's why he probably was. You know what I mean? There you go. You see you, and it's well deserved from you coming from MMA to bare knuckle, now to just boxing. So that's just well deserved. You just came through the ranks. You've been fighting for a number of years.
Yeah, it's been 9 years. It's 9 years as of right now. It'll be 10 years in November.
You fought 3 different weight classes,
yes,
correct?
I fought technically 4 different weight classes now. I fought at heavyweight, I fought at light heavyweight, I fought at cruiserweight, and
heavyweight is 220, right?
Yeah,
coming.
And I fought at middleweight. So, you know, it's been a journey, and you know, cutting the weight for these fights and stuff like that. It's been easy. I've wrestled most of my life, so cutting weight is not a problem. But like I was saying, you know, this is a huge blessing and a big opportunity, and not only for me, but for my family, for my friends, and you know, my community. You feel what I'm saying? Because right now, as Tupac would say, all eyes are on me. Yes, you feel what I'm saying? Yes. So, you know,
and as they should be.
It's awesome.
Yeah, as they should be. So after this, right? You already said you got the possibly another fight.
No, it's already locked in.
It's already
God
locked
willing.
Yeah.
But you know, it's already locked in, and I'm still preparing for that also. So, you know, in the midst of all this, you know, I'm just now ending 11 weeks of fight camp. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've been in a fight camp for 11 weeks because I'm preparing for, you know, not this Chad fight, but the fight after this one.
Yeah, the fight after is going to be like probably more of the real deal.
Yes, sir. And it's going to end the same way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to talk my shit, but, you know, I got one fight in front of it.
I definitely need you to come back before that other fight or after the other fight. You definitely got to come back to the New Wabu Order podcast.
Yeah, I'm definitely with it. We can do something.
So what's on the horizon after that fight? What's the next? Or you just gonna ride the wave? You
know, I'm riding the wave right now. You know, I've gotten so many messages and phone calls and stuff like that, and you know, I've been.
Is any of them to come back to the MMA type fighting? Or?
Oh yeah, of course. And I've gotten offered several boxing fights already, and you know, I had to turn them down because like I told them, you know, I'm in fight camp. I'm about to fight for on Mayweather Promotions, and you know, in the promoter world, you know, they act like they didn't know, but you know, I ended up telling one guy I had to be an asshole about it because he kept messaging me, and I'm like,
he knew what he was doing.
Like, bro, I know you see me all over social media right now.
He knew what he
I cannot take a fight right now. I'm about to fight for Floyd Mayweather, and And in all reality, it's actually kind of illegal for you to keep messaging me like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, indeed. So, but if you was to, like, actually, say after the fight, Mayweather wanted to sign you, how would they go about that?
I mean, they would have to talk. First of all, they would have to talk to Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships because, you know, I'm signed with them. I still have basically three bare knuckle fights left on my contract.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have a dual contract right now with them because I fight for bare knuckle and I fight for their other company, Total Line Fight Series.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm in a dual contract with them. So, you know, if it happens, it happens. But, you know, bare knuckle is my home. And, you know, if an MMA fight comes in, you know, we're going to have to talk about that too and, you know, do that too because, like I said, I'm a multi-sport athlete and I like to stay busy. But, you know,
because everybody going to want to fight you. Yeah. After this Chad fight, like, so
I already know,
it's going to be just too many fights coming down the line. People's already trying to set things up. Probably everything's going to happen. So it's like, where do you go next? Sort of like that's why I said like the best thing might probably be like riding the wave and you know taking the best opportunities, the things that make the most sense.
Yes, facts, and you know I don't really care about too much about the money because you know
the money gonna come.
That's coming in. Ridiculously right now, and it's, like I said, it's been a blessing, and I ain't even fought yet, but you know the opportunity, God willing, after these 2 fights, you know I may take you know a couple weeks off just to enjoy myself and you know hang out with my family and my friends and stay away from the gym for like a week. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna do that anyways because after these 2 fights, I ain't gonna say I'm tired, but you know I need a break. You feel what I'm saying? Like I've been in fight camp for 11 weeks. You know I haven't got to spend too much time with my family like I would if I wasn't preparing for a super big fight. But you know, after these 2 fights, like I said, God willing, no injuries and everything's cool, calm and collected. You know, I'm gonna take about a week off to you know chill and do me and have some fun. You feel what I'm saying? And then after that, it's back on the ground and we'll see what opportunities come after that.
Oh yeah.
Because, 2021, like I said, I'm looking to stay busy. I want to fight at least, after these next 2, I want to fight at least 2 more times and see how everything goes and how I feel.
Well, on this podcast, right, I call it the podcast, we just talk about any and everything. But any and everything from a black perspective. So, like me, for instance, when I first seen you, you would happen to be fighting somebody that wasn't black. Naturally, I went for you. I ain't even know who you was. I was like, yeah, I'm picking the black dude right there to win. I ain't even know who you was. Like, this was years ago. And then they was like, nah, dude is the champ. So I'm like, all right, I picked the right person anyway, dude the champ. But of course I picked because you was black. Like I'm just keeping it real because especially in the MMA world, especially in the you don't see too many black people, and but now it's starting to get more and more like we're starting to
look at the UFC champions right now.
Yeah, they all black, right? And they ultra black. They all African, right? The
other brothers.
They black.
The other brothers.
The other brothers, but they're not. They official though.
Yes,
they definitely official.
I mean, it's a great time for black people right now, and you know I try not to get caught up in all of that because you know everything that surrounds me. And I try not to get caught up in it too much because, you know, at the end of the day, I have a career that I'm chasing and, you know, I got to make things better for not only myself but my son. Yeah. And, you know, that's, you know, I try to stay out the way a little bit. You feel
Would you like him? What if your son come to you and tell you he want to be a fighter?
Oh,
Would you be down for that?
He's 9 years old and already told me he wanted to do that.
Oh, okay. Of course, you gonna go with what your dad is at first. Like whatever he do, you gonna want to do it.
Yeah, and with him telling me that, man, it let me know that you know I gave him a positive role model, and he wants to be like me. But at the same point in time, I don't want him to be like me. I don't want him to be.
You want him to be better
and not go through injuries and stuff like that and be a fighter. But if he's really serious about it, you know, I'm going to use my resources and everyone that I know to get him where he wants to be. You feel what I'm saying? And, you know, he loves wrestling.
Yeah.
And I mean that's natural for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, a couple of weeks ago, he actually just joined a wrestling team, and that's all he talks about every
How old
day
is
now.
he?
9 years old.
Oh yeah, he's
And,
ready.
You know, I've been wrestling around with him and teaching him things here and there since literally he was able to start walking. And
Oh, he got the cheat code right now.
yes, sir.
He definitely got the cheat code. But definitely, this ain't gonna be. We getting ready to wrap this up, but this ain't gonna be your last time here.
No, sir,
we
not at
need
all.
you here after the win. Nice meeting you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to New Wabu Order. And y'all follow this man on.
You can follow me on Instagram, Brian Maxwell 12. You can follow me on Twitter, Brian Maxwell Official. And, you know, you can follow my fighter page on Facebook, Brian Maxwell MMA Fighter.
And you could go to anchor.fm/New Wabu Order. Let's grow.